This 1929 GM Oakland is Canadian-made. Owner Ron Erickson says that a lot of Americans he meets at various shows find that fact hard to believe.
This is a 29 Oakland, manufactured by General Motors. Oakland really started out by themselves, and General Motors bought them out in I believe it was 26. This is a Canadian car made in Oshawa, Ontario. They make a similar one down in the States in Oakland County, Michigan. I believe they started in 1907, and 32 was the last year. Really, the production ended in 31. They had some parts, and they went on to 32.
Like a lot of vintage vehicles, Ron received this luxury four-door in pieces and began the taxing job of restoring it from the ground up.
I found this through a friend, and he had it, and he was going to restore it, and I believe he must have lost interest in it. Asked if I would be interested in purchasing it. Well, I thought I'd start it myself or have somebody start it, and I see it was quite an operation. So I heard quite a bit about Ken Heinley, and I had a chat with him, and he seemed interested. So I thought, in order to have a nice car and it looked like pretty fair shape, have him do it. Well, we started with the train, the engine, like the drive train. The engine had to be rebuilt pretty well, and went from there in the transmission. And I'm retired now from Ford Motor Company, and I used to come down and take it all apart, and then he examined the parts and put it together. Well, we started, I say just about Christmas '96, and I received it in '98.
Early on in the restoration, Ron found out that car clubs can be an invaluable resource when attempting restorations of this magnitude. They not only provide an instant support network, but can also help with information, like how to source parts for cars this old.
Ken suggested I join the Pontiac Oakland Club in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. And after a while, we acquired a fellow by the name of, his name is Wayne Koffel. He's very, very helpful, and he specialized in 29 Oakland. So one weekend we took our wives, went down there, and he had all the parts for us. One of the first things I done was polish up the wheel. It was very, very gummed up when I received it, and as you can see, we're very lucky. It was maple, actually, for Canadian. And as you notice, the Canadian emblems are maple leaves on here on the dash there in Canada. And it really takes Americans back, because they figured they were the only ones that manufactured the Oakland. And on here you can see there's a hand crank. This is for ventilation. The air hits, this here dash is a little higher, and the air hits there, it goes down and cools your feet. And you see here, just windshield goes up and down. Most of these older cars, the window is either split or it goes out, but this one is up and down. And here's a little feature. This is known as a Doyle. This is for cold weather starting. It just shoots the air, gasoline right direct into the intake manifold, and it's easier to start. In the back seat here, you see the footrest, which is handy. As you can see, there's quite a bit of room in the back seat, and you can rest your feet, and you can come up when you wish. And here's a robe rod. Actually, there wasn't much of a heater in them, and you had a robe in the old days, so cover yourself up. And then the side pockets here, there's ashtrays in the side here, this is your ashtrays. And on the side here is these handholds, which is pretty well a must. And here's a crank for the windows, and they go up and down. And you notice in the three back windows here, we have blinds, and they can go up and down.
All of Ron and Ken's hard work has paid off, as the Oakland has been very well received at the shows.
First show, in fact, we had in St. Thomas here, they had a little drive in there, and everybody come in. And next thing I knew, I got a call from Willisted, which is a invitation only in Windsor. And we were invited to go there last year, and we won first in our class. And this year we went down to Buffalo, and we put in the points. And perfect points is 400, and we received 396. So we're very, very pleased about that. And they gave me a junior. And they asked me to come back next year for the senior.
Although Ron is very pleased with the marks he has received on the show circuit, Nothing can compare to the reaction he gets from people when he takes it on the open road. It's those reactions that make all the effort worthwhile.